Sometimes you're dealing with data with a lot of duplicates, and there is a very simple way on how to remove them. So the way to do it is go to the Data tab and look for the Remove Duplicate ribbons. Click on this one. You will see this Remove Duplicates dialog box. It is possible that you have multiple columns with a lot of duplicates. Depending on which columns you want to remove the duplicates from, you can actually select it over here. So in this case, I want to remove the serial number duplicate. So I will uncheck this one and click on OK. So there are about 141 duplicate records. So click on OK. And that's it. If you want to protect your worksheet, click on Review tab and click on Protect Sheet. In here, it's asking you to put a password, and make sure that Protect Worksheet and Contents of Locked Cells is also checked, and keep this two checked also. Click on OK. And when you click anywhere on your worksheet, a dialog box is going to appear. Just click on OK. However, there are some situations where you want to lock some of the cells and keep the other cells unlocked. In this example, I want to unlock status and status date so that I can put the progress for each of these representatives and the status date as well. So now go back to Unprotect Sheet, and now everything is unprotected. Click on this one and go to Home tab and click on Number. And here you will see the different format cells tab here. Just go to Protection and just uncheck Locked. So now when you go back to Review and Protect Sheet again and enter your password and click on OK, enter your password again. And here, if you click on this one, you will not be able to make some changes here. But if you click on this one, you can make some changes to this one. And the completion date for that is that's it. Sometimes you're dealing with data where the text field goes beyond the boundary of the column. So in this example here, I have this paragraph here, and I want to make sure that it's going to fit within the column of a particular cell. So the way to do that one is click on Wrap Text, and you will see that all the text data is visible within the cell already. So, and if you want to create a break, just click on where you want to create a new break for and apply Alt Enter, another Alt Enter, and then the same thing here, and then just enter this one here. Then you will see that there are 3 sentences within this cell, which you could actually read much better than the original structure of the data. Sometimes you will have to deal with data that are not formatted the same way as you expected them to appear in Excel. So in this case, I downloaded a data from the internet, which is in the format of CSV, which stands for a comma separated values, or it's a comma separated delimited text file. So what it means is that each of the columns is separated by a comma. So in order to solve that problem when you copy your data in Excel, is to make use of what we call the text to columns feature. So the text to columns feature can be found from Data tab, and then there's a text to columns ribbon here. But before you click on that one, just click on column A and click on the ribbon. And in here, by default, you will see Fixed Width is checked. You will have to choose the delimited because it's a CSV file. So click on Next, and here you have different options here. So tab, semicolon, comma, space, and other. So since this one is already checked, just check on comma and click on next. And you will see that the columns appear to be normal now. And just click on finish and you can already start working on this project. Here are some of the control shortcuts from A to Z, which you can refer to when working with Excel. The ones that are highlighted in yellow are the ones that are commonly used. In fact, these are the ones that I use most of the time. But there are some other control shortcuts which are not utilized all the time but are available. So if you're looking for shortcut keys, you can refer to this slide when you're working with Excel. One very cool feature of Excel is that it's able to recognize some patterns or series within your data. So in this case, I have different, field labels here, like days of the week, the months, the year, time series, and numeric. So for each of these fields, Excel is able to recognize some of the patterns in order for you to facilitate the kind of project that you're working on. So for example, if I put Monday here, and I have 20 observations, if I click on this one, it recognizes a pattern. So if this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So let me create another column here. Let's say another days of the week. Say Monday, and then I say Wednesday. So if I highlight these two and click on this one here, so every 2 days it's able to assign the day of the week. For months, if I click on January, and then if I click on the bottom right corner of this row, and then it's able to populate this one. And similar to year, in here if I put 2001, and then 2002, if I highlight these two rows and click on the bottom right corner of this selected cells, and it's able to populate it with the right years. For time series 1, so let's say if I put 12 a.m., then if I put 1 a.m., and I highlight this one also, and then it's able to assign also the different time. And then if I put 12 a.m. here, then 2 a.m., and then every 2 hours it assign a particular time. For numeric value, let's say if I put 5 here and then 10 here, and then double click on the bottom right corner of this selected cells, and then it's able to assign the series for this particular column. Sometimes you're given a task in which you have to get the sum of the products of each of the rows that you have in your data. So there are actually 2 ways on how to do it. The first way, which a lot of people do, is to create a field. So in this case, let's create a total cost field. And let's copy the format of that one and carry it over here. What you need to do is just multiply these 2 columns here for each of the rows that you have in your data. So this one multiplied by this one, and carry it over down to the bottom of your data. Okay. So what you're interested in is actually just the sum of the products of each of these rows, which is 3,956. So there's another way on how to do it without creating the third column. So that is to make use of the SumProduct function in Excel. So in this case here, just type SumProduct, and you will see array 1 and array 2. So in your table, this is your first array and this is your second array. So you need to highlight the first array, which is the first column, and separated it by comma, and then highlight the other column. So what you're getting here is the same exact value of this one without creating another field. So that's how you do it. Yeah, sometimes you ask yourself, like when you start moving your data across your worksheet, and if you want to make sure that the order date is there, like it's fixed every time you move it, you're not able to do so. And the same thing with your row. So you ask yourself, how can you do that one? So one way actually to do that is by pointing your cursor over here, and then under the View tab, and then you can actually click on the Freeze Panes ribbon. So if you click on this one here, there's so many options. Freeze Panes, that's for both columns and row. Freeze Pane, only the top row. And Freeze Pane, only the the column. So in this case, I want to fix both the row and the column, so I would choose this one. And as you can see here, if your first column and your first row are actually color coded, like in this case, you will see that there's a mark that the table is actually has applied the freeze pane feature in Excel. So if you move across your worksheet, you will see that the order date is fixed in one location, and the same is true also for the first row. So if you move down, you can see that the first row appears to be in one location, fixed in one location. So, but there are other ways on how to do, like for example, if you don't want to fix the row in one location, you could choose freeze panes, and then you want to freeze first column only. And as you can see here, the underline below the order date, you know, the line below the order date is actually gone, but this one is still there. Yeah, so this is fixing the column but not the row. The row will be gone. So it's the same thing with if you want to fix only the top row but not the column, you will see that the line next to the region is gone, but the line under the order date appears. So in this case, the row is fixed but not the column. But I just want to give you a tip here, because sometimes it can be done pretty quickly without using the mouse. So if I would unfreeze that one, so both of them I have not applied the function there, or the feature. So if I want to do it, just click on Alt W FF to fix both. As you can see here, there's an underline here, and there is a line over here too. I mean, this one is actually a line under the order date. So this one is the line next to the region. So that is actually fixing both columns and the rows, the column and the row. And if you run across column, we'll see that the order date is fixed. And the same thing with fixing the column is Alt W F C. You will see that this one appears. That means it's fixing the column. Or Alt W F R is fixing the row. And that's how to fix the column using the Freeze Panes ribbon or using the shortcut keys in Excel. In this example, you have 3 tables representing each of the regions. One for total Luzon, one for total Visayas, and one for total Mindanao. And you'll notice that total Luzon is highlighted in green. If you want to copy the format of total Luzon to total Visayas and total Mindanao, Format Painter under the Home tab is useful for this example. So if you highlight total Luzon, and make sure to double-click Format Painter under the Home tab in order to do a multiple copy of the format from total Luzon to total Visayas and Mindanao. And there you go.